Mel Kiper Jr.'s first mock draft of the season. It is available right now for you on ESPN.com. He's got 4 quarterbacks going in the top 10, including, look at that, he has C.J. Stroud, the first one off the board, the quarterback from Ohio State who played so well in that loss to Georgia in the semifinal, then Bryce Young, then Will Levis, and he has Anthony Richardson in the top 10. Those are all the things to be watching as far as the quarterbacks are concerned, and you see the rest of the order on the screen. And there he is, the man who invented the draft. Mel Kiper is with us here. So, Mel, because I do this with you, I've been looking at absolutely everyone's work here. You're the first person I've seen that has C.J. Stroud, the first of the quarterbacks coming off the board. Why?
Well, it changed up a bit. You talk to 12 teams, you get maybe a ton of different opinions. You know, you can't get a consensus, Greeny. And I think when you look at it, who was the most consistent over the last 2 years? Granted, he had a lot of help around him. It was pitch and catch in a lot of games. But when it wasn't pitch and catch, the Georgia game, as you mentioned, Greeny, he showed with his legs what he could do, how he could see the field when he was flushed out of the pocket, his consistency from game to game. Now, the Northwestern game, the wind, the rain, throw that out. But I think the fact of the matter is his size, the way he throws accurately to all levels. That Georgia game in particular stood out, the way he could move around and beat the defense with his legs when he needed to. C.J. Stroud could end up being the first quarterback off the board, certainly in Mock 1.0. I want to shake it up a bit. If you got 3 that are equal, you're getting all these opinions. I put Stroud as the top quarterback coming off the board.
Yeah, because you've got 3 guys. You got him and you've got Will Levis, and then let's get to Bryce Young, because Bryce Young, obviously, everyone knows him, obviously, from Alabama and the Heisman and everything else. But the size is really the question here. How do teams view their concerns about the fact that he's just much smaller than your prototypical NFL quarterback?
Greeny, he's going to have to be an outlier, bottom line. I mean, I talked to a lot of teams. They say, we love Bryce Young. We wish he was, forget the height. The height doesn't matter. It's the 185, 190, the weight. Can he withstand punishment at the pro level? We've never had this in the top part of the first round. A quarterback, 5'10" to 5'11", 190 pounds. Great quarterback. Phenomenal. He does everything you want. Now, he doesn't have the big-time arm. He doesn't have the 4.5 speed. But Bryce Young would be, I think, the #1 pick overall. Maybe even to the Chicago Bears, even though they have Justin Fields, if he were bigger. Bryce Young's size is a huge factor working against him.
I mean, he weighs what I weigh, and I'm sitting next to Chris Canty, whose job it was once upon a time to run after quarterbacks and hit them. And let's put it this way: if Chris Canty hit me, I would stay hit. So I don't feel real good about that. You just mentioned the Bears and Fields, and you've heard people suggesting, wondering aloud, do they consider restarting their clock from a contract standpoint, trade away Fields, and take a quarterback #1? What are your thoughts?
I would not. I'm a big Justin Fields guy. I was when he came out. I have #2 to Trevor Lawrence in that draft on the ratings board. Justin Fields made a lot of progress.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.